Okay. First topic, characteristics of living organisms. First, you have to know the name of this lady. She is called Mrs. Green. She is called Mrs. Green. You can remember the characteristics, the 7 characteristics of living organisms by know the name of this lady. She is called Mrs. Green. M for movement. Movement is an action by an organism or part of organism causing a change of position or place. Again, movement, action by an organism causing a change of position or place. This is movement. Number 2, respiration. All living organisms can respire. Respiration means chemical reactions that break down nutrients like glucose in living cells to release energy. We need energy for metabolism inside cells. Respiration, chemical reaction that break down nutrient molecules such as glucose in living cells to release energy for metabolism. Sensitivity. All living things can sense or detect stimuli like light, like heat, like humidity in the internal or external environment, and also can make a response for this stimuli. This is called sensitivity. Sensitivity, the ability to detect or sense stimuli like heat, like light, like humidity in the internal or external environment and make appropriate response for this stimuli. Number 4, growth. Growth, increase in size, permanent increase in size. Baby, then child, then adult. This is called growth, permanent increase in size. And dry mass of living organism. Dry mass by removal all water from the body, from the organism. This is called dry mass. Dry mass. By increase in cell number or cell size or both cell number or cell size. Growth, permanent increase in size, and dry mass. Dry mass, removal all water from the body of the organism by an increase in cell number or cell size or both. After growth, reproduction. All living organisms can reproduce. This process that make more of the same kind of organism. Process that make more of the same kind of organism. It's called reproduction, reproduce. All living things can reproduce. This process called reproduction. Then excretion. All living things excrete the waste or toxic substances and waste materials that produce from metabolism, from chemical reactions in cells. So excretion process, the removal from organisms of toxic materials, the waste products of metabolism, Metabolism is the chemical reactions in cells, including respiration, and also removal from organisms, substance in excess of requirements. So excretion to get rid of toxic substance or toxic materials or waste products of metabolism or excess substance of requirements. Last characteristic of living organisms, nutrition, like feeding, the taking in of materials for energy, for growth, and for development. Plants require light and carbon dioxide and water and ions to make photosynthesis process. Also, animals need organic compounds and ions and usually need water. This is called nutrition. So nutrition, the taking in of materials for energy, for growth, and development. Again, movement, action by an organism causing a change of position or place. Respiration, chemical reactions that break down nutrient molecules in living cells to release energy for metabolism, for other activities. Sensitivity, the ability to detect or sense stimuli like light, like hot, like cold, like humidity in the internal or external environment and to make appropriate response to this stimuli. Growth, permanent increase in size, and dry mass removal of water from the organism by an increase in cell number, cell size, or both. Reproduction, processes that make more of the same kind of organism. Excretion, removal, or get rid of toxic substance, toxic material, or waste products of metabolism, of chemical reactions that take place inside cells and substances in excess of requirements. Nutrition, the taking in of materials for energy, growth, and development. Plants require light, carbon dioxide, water, and ions for photosynthesis process. Animals need organic compounds, ions, and water. The second part, classification. First, you have to know what is the meaning of species. Species, group of organisms. Group of organisms can reproduce, to produce fertile offspring that can reproduce and give offspring, that can make reproduction. So species, group of organisms that can reproduce, to produce fertile. Fertile means can make reproduction and give fertile offspring. Again, it's very important. Species, group of organisms that can reproduce, to produce fertile offspring. Fertile offspring. Fertile means ability to reproduce again and give babies or able to produce offspring. That means fertile. This species can be classified into groups by features that they share. For example, all mammals have bodies covered in hair, feed young from mammary glands, from mother's milk, and have external ears that called pinnas. All this group called mammals because they share the same features. So this group called mammals. What is the definition of binomial system? It's complete. This is the definition of the binomial system. Binomial system of naming species. This is internationally agreed system in which the scientific name of an organism is made up of two parts, showing the genus and species. Again, it is so important definition. The binomial system of naming species, internationally agreed system in which scientific name of an organism is made up of two parts, showing the genus and species. Organisms were first classified by Linnaeus in a way that allowed the subdivision of living organisms into smaller and more specialized groups. The species in these groups have more and more features in common. The more divided they get. He named organisms in Latin using the binomial system, the international agreed system, where the scientific name of an organism is made up of two parts, starting with, it is so important part, starting with the genus, the first part, the genus, always given a capital letter or uppercase letter, and followed by the second part, the species, the starting with a lowercase letter. So the first part, genus, start with capital letter, followed by the second part, species, starting with a lowercase letter. And when typed binomial names, genus and species, are always in italics, which indicates they are Latin. For example, Homo sapiens, start the first part, the genus, start with capital letter and the italic, and the second part, species, start with lowercase letter and also italic. What is the sequence of classification? We start with kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. How organisms are classified? How organisms are classified? In June 2021, it is the question about this part. And also 2020 has a question of this part of DNA and how organisms are classified. Organisms share features because they originally descend from common ancestor. Descend from common ancestor. For example, all mammals have bodies covered in hair, feed young from mammary glands, and have external ears. Originally, these organisms were classified using morphology. Morphology, the overall form and shape of the organism. Again, organisms were classified using morphology. Morphology, the overall form and shape of the organism. Example, whether it had wings or legs, this is called the morphology. And anatomy, the detailed body structure, as determined by this section. The detailed body structure, this is called the anatomy. And the morphology, the overall form and shape of the organism, like it had wings or legs. And also, organisms were classified using anatomy, the detailed body structure, as determined by this section. As technology advanced, microscopes, knowledge of biochemistry, and eventually DNA sequencing allowed us to classify organisms using a more scientific approach. What happens here? Studies of DNA sequences of different species show that the more similar the base sequences in the DNA, sequences of DNA like A, C, G, T, of two species, the more closely related those two species are. Again, more similar the base sequences in the DNA of two species. When you compare between two species, the more similar the base sequences A, C, G, T in the DNA basis of two species, the more closely related those two species are. And the more recent in time their common ancestor is. This means that the base sequence in mammals' DNA are more closely related to all other mammals than to any other vertebrate groups. The base sequences in males' DNA are more closely related to all other mammals than to any other vertebrate groups. As DNA-based sequences are used to code for amino acids or amino acid sequence in proteins, the similarities in amino acid sequences can also be used to determine how closely related organisms are. Again, the similarities in amino acid sequences, the base or amino acid sequences, the codes, can also be used to determine how closely related organisms are. Do you have any question for this part? Do you have any question for this part? Are classified. How organisms are classified. We said organisms share features because they originally descend from common ancestor, from common grandparent, Example, all mammals have bodies covered in hair. This is from morphology, and feed young from mammary glands, and have external ears, also morphology. Originally, organisms were classified using the morphology. Morphology like covered in hair, external ears. This is overall form and the shape